All right, good afternoon. All right, thank you. My name is chipHumphrey, and I want to help you remember that. Just think of a chocolate chip. It is really my pleasure to come out and share my story with you and serve as an example of what is possible for you with prepaid legal services on a part-time basis. And it is my goal today to inspire many of you in the room to really believe in yourself, to believe in your God-given talents, and to believe that you can learn whatever you need to learn to be successful with prepaid legal services. Before I get started, I would like to recognize my mom, who's sitting right here, Humphrey, and she's always believed in me, and it means a lot to me, Mom, that you're here, and I love you. I also would like to thank Mr. and Mrs. Stonecipher for having the vision to create prepaid legal services and this opportunity. I've always known that I was going to become wealthy. Now I know how. And I also want to thank the Melias. I owe them a lot of gratitude, and I'm very appreciative of them. Mike, Steve, Kim Melia. Your dedication to the entire prepaid legal family and your leadership has helped me to help many other people, so I really love you guys. My story is very simple. When I first looked at prepaid legal services, I was teaching phys ed in high school, I was coaching 2 sports, married with 2 children, and I was working on my master's degree full-time, so I was very busy. But I was looking for a way to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month because they don't pay teachers very much money in Florida. I got started on a part-time basis, 5 to 10 hours a week, and it was the best decision that I ever made. Because today, I'm an assistant principal at a large Florida high school, and yes, I called in slick today. I'm very busy. I have about 3,000 students at that school. I made a decent salary last year as an assistant principal of about $72,000, but last year prepaid legal paid me an extra $77,000. It just keeps getting better and better also because within the last 12 months that number has grown to $87,637. And I will get the ring. You know, in the last couple of months, the superintendent of schools and the school board decided unilaterally to reduce all of the assistant principals in our school district from 12-month employees to 11-month employees, which took about $8,000 right out of my annual salary. Now, I was the only assistant principal in that room that really was unfazed by that. Because last year, prepaid legal paid me $6,000 in Players Club bonuses, and they're going to pay me another $6,000 in Players Club bonuses this year. So I just looked at that when they gave me the month of July off as a full month for me to work on my prepaid legal business and to build my dreams. So what do I do? How do I build my prepaid legal business? And this is really the nuts and bolts of my training, and it's very simple. The first thing I do is I expose 2 people a day with a third-party tool. All right? And by doing that, that has allowed me to be in Players Club 10 for 47 consecutive months. I follow up with a 3-way call. Okay? I attend my weekly business briefing every single week. All right? And sometimes 2 of them. And I'm very busy working at a high school. I also plug into the system, and I'm committed to personal development. One of my good friends and multimillionaires, Jeff Olson, has taught me some business philosophies, and many of you as well, that have helped me with my prepaid legal business, namely the slight edge and PARL. The slight edge simply says that if you repeat simple disciplines over time, and the act of which when you're doing them seems to make no difference at all, but the compounded effect over time is tremendous. Okay, and that's something that I've applied. And also the PARL, which is how your philosophy, attitude, actions, results, and lifestyles work together. If you want to change your lifestyle, you have to change the results you're getting. To change the results, you have to change the actions that dictate your results. To change your actions, you have to change your attitude. And to change your attitude, you've got to have the right philosophy. So I encourage you to make sure you get the Slight Edge CDs, the Power Training CDs, and listen to them over and over and over again. I know my good friend Mike Fedek has listened to them countless times, and it's helped. All right. I've actually used the Slight Edge before I knew what it was. You see, before prepaid legal services, And before I started teaching, I was a professional high diver. I've worked in 22 different countries around the world. I actually dived off the cliffs in Acapulco, Mexico, back in 1979, 1978. And actually in 78, I came in second place in the cliff diving competition. Now, I actually felt that I should have won. Yeah, I felt like I got robbed. And what that did, it created a white-hot, burning desire for me to come back the next year and win that competition. And that's exactly what I did by applying the slight edge. Now, some of you might not believe that. So we're going to go to the videotape. Now, this is going to get pretty exciting for some of you. And I need you to humor me for just 1 second. Ladies, would you put your hands like this just for a second? All the ladies, come on, work with me. Now go like this, because you're going to need to fasten your seatbelt. You're about to see me diving off the cliffs in Acapulco in my Speedo.
Big guns for the United States, ChipHumphrey. A man who began to dive at 13. He won the championship in 1979, and this was the dive that did it. Humphrey had to have a big one. 1979, watch this one.
Hesitation. Oh, a great dive!
And almost a perfect dive for ChipHumphrey. He knew it exactly when he came up out of the water.
What a beauty from ChipHumphrey.
Fans knew it, and look at the scores. 4 10s and a 9, and that clinched first place back in 1979.
And that was the result, yeah. That was the result of applying the slight edge, one of my most exciting moments in my life. And some of you may have a couple of questions right now. You know, can I still do that? Yes, I can. I did it in 2004. Some of you might think, do you still look like that in a Speedo? Absolutely, but only in my wildest dreams. I love seeing that tape because it reminds me of what is possible if you set your mind to doing something. And I encourage everybody in here to apply the slight edge philosophy to your business every day. You know, I've been wearing a bracelet for the last 4 years. It says, teamwork makes the dream work. This is something that the Millias came up with, and it's something that I really believe in. You know, prepaid legal is a team sport. And if you help enough people get what they want, you can have everything that you want. So I encourage you to work with your open organization and drive them like a NASCAR driver at the Daytona Speedway, full throttle. I'm very fortunate to work for some great people on my team, and some leaders actually, Mark and Vaney McDonald out of California, Steve Baker, Liz Bailey, Mike Feddick, Rich Kennedy, Leandra, Samara, Shani, Vivian, Jeff, Brian, Leslie, Neil, Sonia. I love you guys. Let's go out and build this together. One other thing I want to remind you to do is make sure you commit to the 10 core commitments. And make sure you get a great workout partner. Your workout partner will help you get through some tough times. And believe me, there will be some tough times. Matter of fact, some of those tough times can knock some people right out of the business. You need to visualize the kind of workout partner that you want to attract. That's exactly what I did. And I'm very fortunate to work with Michelle Dawson out of Chicago, Illinois as my workout partner. She has really ignited a spark underneath me. Actually, it's more like a fire, a real hot fire. She's gone from my workout partner to my mastermind partner to my life partner, and I love you, Michelle. And finally, be bold. Set big goals and think big. Mr. Stonecipher frequently reminds us to have an abundant lifestyle. The last thing I want to remind you of is to have fun. And this is something that the Millias have mastered. Art Williams says that if you want to have success in business, you have to stick around long enough. And in order to stick around long enough, you have to have fun. So make sure you're enjoying yourself as you go down through the journey with prepaid legal services. And as I wrap up, I want to leave you with another graphic illustration of what it's like to think big and set big goals. In 1986, I decided to set my personal best for the highest dive that I had ever done from 130 feet. Now, to put that into perspective, that would be like diving from the 13th floor of the MGM Grand into the pool. Please roll the tape. This was back in Hong Kong in 1986.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear for chipHumphrey。各位觀眾，我哋馬上上會係飛鷹先生，高度係100。
This is the South China Sea at my background. How do you get to the top of a 130-foot ladder? One step at a time. How do you get to platinum? One step at a time. And to me, our business is a lot like this dive. We have fears to overcome. We have self-doubt to overcome. But by having confidence in our company and our attorneys and our services, we can go into the marketplace and show our opportunity with our heads held high. Whatever you embark on, having confidence in your ability is crucial. Yeah, baby. Think of what's possible. Think of being successful. Thank you. Not only did I do that dive, but I had fun while I was doing it. And that's the mark of a true professional. And if I can do that, and that was dangerous, then I can do prepaid legal. And if I can do prepaid legal, and this can happen for me, as Jim Rohn says, then prepaid legal can happen for you too. Last night at the ED banquet, Dave Savola spoke about commitment. When I dove off the cliffs and off that ladder, I was committed. And we all know the difference between being committed and being involved. It's like bacon and eggs, right? The chicken was involved, the pig was committed. So if you're committed to your prepaid legal business, stand on your feet and declare it. Become a prepaid legal crusader with passion. Treat this like a business because, quite frankly, it don't get any better than this. God bless you and we'll see you at the top.